Everything you've been told about money is incomplete. Work hard, save more, spend less, and yet millions of people do all of that and still can't get ahead. I was one of them, and the reason had nothing to do with effort. When I was competing professionally, I was making good money. For a college kid still living at home with minimal expenses, I should have felt financially free, but I didn't. I was terrified to spend anything. Even when I knew it wasn't spending, it was investing in myself, in my game, in my growth. I couldn't do it. Something inside of me kept saying no. I remember needing a coach, knowing a coach would take my game to the next level. And instead of investing in one, I told myself I don't make enough. I was competing at a world level. The money actually was there, but the belief wasn't. And no matter how much I made, I never felt secure. The number in my account would change, the feeling never did. And I thought it was the economy. I thought I was just waiting for the right opportunity. It wasn't until years later that I realized that the block wasn't out there. It was in me. Here's what nobody tells you. By the time you were 7 years old, your relationship with money was already formed. Not by you, everything you watched, everything you heard, every conversation at the dinner table. My parents weren't bad with money, actually the opposite. My dad was disciplined, careful. They never overspent. They only spent what was necessary. We weren't rich. We weren't even well off, but we were stable because my parents held on tight to every dollar that came in. And I watched that every day. I absorbed it. And that became my blueprint. Money's something you protect, not something you put to work. You hold it, you guard it. You never let it go unless you absolutely have to. Investing in yourself, that felt like losing money. Even when I knew logically it wasn't. Emotionally, it felt dangerous. Nobody told me that directly. It was never a conversation, but you could hear it in the words they used, the way they talked about wealthy people, the comments under their breath, the tone when someone got a new car or built a bigger house. It wasn't loud. It wasn't angry. It was just there, quiet, consistent. And my young mind took all of it in as truth, and it went straight into my subconscious without me ever agreeing to it. That's how programming works. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask permission. It just runs silently in the background of every financial decision you make, every opportunity you don't take, every coach you don't hire, every investment you talk yourself out of. And because of that, I also grew up feeling something about wealthy people. Again, nothing was ever said directly, but you could feel the undertone. Rich people think they're better than us. Money changes people. So not only was I programmed to hold on to tight to every dollar, I was also unconsciously afraid of what having real money might turn me into. My own mind was protecting me from the very thing I said I wanted. This is why you can get a raise and still feel broke. This is why you can start a business and unconsciously keep it small. This is why you wake up one day and realize nothing has changed. The same patterns, the same ceiling, the same feeling of waiting for something to happen. I used to think that the opportunities just weren't coming, that maybe they came to other people but not me, that the door was open for some and just closed for me. Everything stayed the same no matter what I did, and I kept waiting for the right moment, the right break, the right circumstances. But the circumstances were never the problem. The economy was never the problem. The opportunities were never the problem. The problem was that I had a block inside of me that I couldn't see, and until I saw it, nothing outside of me was ever going to change. The moment I stopped looking out there and started looking in here, everything shifted. When I took myself back to my upbringing, when I saw how it was downloaded into me, when I stopped blaming the economy and started examining the beliefs, that's when everything changed. Not because I suddenly had more money, but because I understood for the first time that my financial life wasn't a reflection of my effort. It was a reflection of my programming. And here's what I know to be true. Programming can be changed. That's not motivational talk. That's how the mind actually works. The blueprint that was written for you before you were old enough to even question it can be rewritten by you on purpose. You see, you don't have a money problem. You have a programming problem. And once you understand that, once you really get it, you stop fighting yourself and start doing the actual work that changes everything. If this hit home, go to shiftmyparadigm.com. I put together a free presentation that goes deeper into exactly how this works and what to do about it. Watch it. It might be the most important thing you do this year. This is Jose Rojas with True Thought Movement, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.